Hello and welcome back to Piper House, where we renovate our 1889 home in a small town in Nova Scotia. Okay, back to the grind. Matt and I were both here this day. He was focusing on getting the ceiling down in the front room downstairs, and he did not take any footage of it. You will see the aftermath later. I decided I really wanted to get all of the trim down in the house. It's a pain to get off, and it is totally in the way, but it just prevents us from getting as much plaster and lath down as we can. I was really checking also because in a lot of the rooms downstairs there were things hidden above each and every door and window, so I thought, well, I'm going to check for hidden treasure. Not nearly as much upstairs as there was down, but I thought I would give it a go. Here I am struggling with these heavy doors, of course, trying to get all of the trim off. Some of them popped off really easy. I will tell you, the corner medallions always easiest, and then it's easier to get the other bits and pieces off from there. I did find a little vase, which is super, super pretty. It's sort of embossed or something. I'm trying to look at it because it's been up there for 100 years. It almost looks like it's copper, maybe. I really need to polish it up, but it is metal for sure. But it's got birds and flowers and stuff all over it. Super, super cute. Really, really lovely. The trim in the hallway here is all this very plain board, and all of the rooms in the whole house on the interior have this fancy, sort of molded trim, which I thought was interesting. Obviously, you don't spend a lot of time in the hallway, so I guess they were trying to, this trim, I tell you, it is always in the way. And there's so many, obviously there's 4 pieces of trim plus 2 corner medallions for every single window. And it takes up so much space. And when you're renovating every single room, we've yet to figure out a good system of where to put all this stuff, because it is just piling up very, very quickly. But I did sort of develop a system for this trim, although some of it was more stubborn than others. This room has a lot of windows, plus the door, of course. It also was the room that had all of this fake wood paneling in it. So definitely wanted to take that down. And it also has the drop ceiling tiles, which we are fully and immediately getting rid of in every single room. This room is a very satisfying room to work in because the plaster is in quite poor shape, and so it removes itself from the wall much easier than every other room in the house. So you can barely have to touch it, and it just immediately disintegrates in your hand. Like I said, quite satisfying. Oh yes, this was underneath the wood paneling. It's a New York Rangers thing. Looks like it might have been from the 60s. I did keep it, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I do still have it. I've kept just about every single thing I've found in this house because I just find it interesting. Matt came upstairs to join me and decided to go ham on these walls. His method, like I said, look how filthy he is. Taking down ceilings is so filthy. I like this shot because you can see both of us working away in the same shot, which was kind of fun. We're rarely working in the same room at the same time, or even on the same floor at the same time. That is going to change very quickly because we have to focus on the first floor. But in the meantime, we do have to get these walls down so that the electricians can do their work easier. See to the right there, that beam, there is a big beam like that in just about every room, but they're not all at the same level. So yeah, not sure what that's about, but they are really interesting and look like they were actually used in, like a shop somewhere before they were put in the house. So that's kind of interesting. There's the trim in that other room falling down again. I did see here that this trim also has M. Mackenzie written on the back of it. So that's also interesting for us because, the tailor himself. Look at Matt. Oh man, chimney sweep. Like I said, taking down the ceiling is just filthy, filthy work. We were very happy to, this is the state of the upstairs hallway after he finished with it. And this is the state of the front room and hall after he got through with it. He just barreled through like a tornado. Very, very pretty sky though. The next day we decided to take a break. Matt's friends were in town from out of the country. So we walked along Agricola. We went out for a pint at the Narrows pub. If you know, you know. And then we went out for dinner with our friends and had lovely food and a cocktail. It was just a really, really lovely, well-needed break for us that does not happen very often. My food was delicious. The next day, I went back by myself. Jameson, still waiting on that sponsorship. This floor in that bedroom that you just saw me look at was some sort of cardboard chipboard stuff. It smells like perhaps they had a dog who peed at one point. Maybe they were a smoker as well. It's horrible smelling stuff, and I could not wait to get it up. But I also knew that plaster is the #1 priority. And working on this wall, you see me here make a little discovery, feeling a little wary about what I'm seeing. And I wanted to get up close. I'm pretty sure that's a corn cob, an eaten corn cob. And here I am being very cautious. I was afraid something was going to jump out at me because it sort of looked like it was fresh, like wet. And I was thinking at any minute, like a rat is going to jump out of this wall. And so I went to get the paint tray because I did not want to. I wanted to be very delicate here. It is in fact a corn cob, but it was fully dry. I mean, it had been in there for a very long time. But boy, oh boy, what an ambitious little mouse or some such who got this corn on the cob up into the beam there. I mean, I don't even know how they did it. But I still was worried that something was going to jump out at me. I really was. I needed to measure. This is right before I was going to leave for the day. I really needed to measure bits and pieces of the bathroom, but from when Matt was here the previous time, it was in a bit of a state. But anyway, in I went. Each room in this house is kind of a funny layout, and just especially with the windows being where they are, had to figure out like where everything's going to go. Anyway, oh look, more moving of trim. And the age-old tale of this house. Keep moving things back and forth from one room to the next. Not just trim, everything. I can't wait to stop moving things around. And of course, we have to actually move into this house, so we're not done yet. Anyway, I decided to get a little more work done. I was almost ready to go, and then I thought, no, you know what? I really need to get more plaster off. And here I make another little discovery. Nothing super fun, but it was another mouse nest, I guess. But I can't even convey to you the huge pile of chewed up pieces of very old paper. And it's such a shame because this is like paper that's 100 years old from books and newspapers and probably was super interesting. There again is the corn on the cob. I wanted to remove it so I could use the painter's tray to remove all of this paper. There was a massive amount of chewed up paper right here, right in that one tiny little triangle section. Don't know how that animal would have even gotten in there. I mean, it's all fully contained inside of this wall. Anyway, super interesting. But yes, I did absolutely throw it out. I just wanted to kind of remove it just to make sure that I wasn't missing anything in there. But tons and tons. Every handful I took, there was another handful. Look, it fills the painter's tray. So much. Anyway, onwards, moving the lath. This little board here just wasn't connected to anything. We find a lot of those in this house, let me tell you. Lots of big beams that are just barely even holding on. I don't know how many pieces of lath I've taken down. Oh yeah, see the floor? I did kind of chip away and discover that it is wood under there, so I'm even more determined. These are things that Matt found when the ceilings were coming down. More shoes. Because I'm like stepping over lath, it was hard to see, but I did go over and find a rolling pin. It is a huge, long rolling pin, by the way, but I was absolutely done and tired. Here I am driving through the pretty colors, but the car was barely making it home. We had to drive to Cape Breton for a wedding. The van was half taken apart. Here's Matt desperately trying to fix and put the van back together, but we did. We made it to the deck. See that tree with all the apples around it? So many apples. That tree is like a miracle tree. It's apparently one of the oldest apple trees in Cape Breton. It's a couple hundred years old. Arborists have come to study it. Botanists have been here. It's still producing apples. And yet, when you get up close, it's like hollow and dead looking. And yet, it is just thriving and producing all these apples. I tell you, every time I see this tree with apples producing, I'm like, you know what? If this tree can do it, so can I. This house actually has a lot of apple trees. There's one, and there's another couple out behind there. I actually call this orchard house because there's just so many apple trees growing, and we have some different kinds of thistles there, very vibrant purple, super great. So we make it over to where we're staying. There is no iron. Matt's shirt is crazy wrinkled. All I have is my curling iron. Has anybody tried to iron a shirt with a curling iron? I tried a lot of different methods, let me tell you. I was like, well, if you wrap the hair around the curling iron, maybe the shirt could work too. I was dubious at best. I was trying to like curl it, and then I found this method where I basically like didn't wrap it all the way around, but just sort of like curled it a little bit. It worked a treat, let me tell you, if you're ever in a pinch. So Matt went and got us a cider, which I was very happy about. He also discovered that he didn't have his flashes, and flashes are like the garters with the sort of ribbon bits that hang down that hold the kilt socks up. Here I am showing him my method. So he went down and found a green reusable shopping bag. Look, he's so pleased with himself, and decided to make his own flashes out of the reusable shopping bag. We had a Sharpie, we had a piece of cardboard, and we had a box cutter, guys, a box cutter. This is how we did it. Here's this little template there. I found 2 stretched out hair elastics, and we hacked away at this reusable shopping bag. And here we are with these handmade flashes. They're also wrinkled, but I couldn't put the curling iron to them because they probably would have melted. But anyway, it was dark in the hall. Nobody needed to know. And here they are. I mean, to be honest, not bad. Not bad at all. And we were all there. There's me and my nephew. There's me and the whole fam. The whole fam was invited to this wedding. My mom, my dad, my brother, my nephew, my husband and I. We were all there in our tartan gear, and it was really great to have a night away and get dressed up and out of the plaster. So great. Thank you all for tuning in. Please join us next time right here on Piper House.